Shivani, where are you?
Acha, I'm with Appu. Can you tell me a story about Gigi?
Okay. My little Shivani, let me tell you a story from long, long ago. This is just like one of your fairy tales, but are all the people in the story are people you know. This is a real story. Appu was a handsome, dark and chubby young sailor serving as a chief engineer on big ships, sailing the 7 seas and living the life of an adventurer. You know, like Sinbad the sailor. For 1 year, Appu worked for a company owned by the Nayars. After 1 year, the Nayars thought that they had underpaid Appu. They decided to pay Appu, not in dollars, not even in rupees. Instead, a gift wrapped in the finest of silks and decked in jewellery. The gift turned out to be Mrs. Nayar's sister, Padmini. Shivu, do you know who Padmini is?
My Ammu?
Yes, my little Shivu. Appu then got married to Ammu and we sailed around the world. Three years later, we had a chubby little girl named Rajalakshmi. Your Amma Shivani, your Ammu and Amma Rajalakshmi sailed with Appu. It was fun time for all of us. Few years later, Appu wanted to have another little baby as your Amma did not have a friend to play with. Well, that was just an excuse for Appu to have another baby. Appu wanted a little boy, a son who's an F1 race driver, a tennis champ, a karate black belt, a rock star, all rolled into one. When Appu told Ammu about my wish, Ammu's reaction was,
Padilla, padilla, namme nammal, pade marannonnum kedo gooda.
There were numerous negotiations with Ammu, but with no luck. A beautiful diamond necklace around the slender neck of this charming young lady did the trick for Appu.
Manchile leddu pottiye.
Ammu signed the contracts. So 10 months later, our cute little Gitanjali was born. Your Gigi. Gitu was a very, very naughty and tomboyish child. Well, if you're wondering where Gitu got her nature from, she's a mix of Appu and Ammu. I'll tell you that story. Just before Gitu was born, Appu and Ammu went to a zoo. We were right in front of the cage of a fierce-looking tiger. To impress young Ammu, Appu opened the cage and stepped right in. As you can imagine, the tiger was not happy with Appu entering the cage. The tiger growled at Appu and said, "Aren't you afraid of a big mean tiger like me?" Appu said, "Me afraid of a little tiger like you? Hello, Mr. Tiger. The world where I'm coming from is much wilder than you can ever imagine. Just take a look at the outside world and you will understand why." Then Tiger said to Appu,
Yavam Pulianeta. Pulianorna, Verum Puliella. Ori Simham.
Can you tell me more about Gigi and show me more pictures?
"Well, Shivu, I don't have any more pictures to show you. Let us paint some pictures. Okay, my little Shivu."
Now, let us take a quick walkthrough into Gitu's life for the last 27 years. It's a pristine white world in the little hospital room where Venu and Padmini huddle over the little baby Gitanjali. However, Rajalakshmi is not happy over the fact that her Amma and Achan is head over heels with the newborn. Will this little girl take my place in the family? Will I no longer be my Acha's little girl? Well, It turns out that Venu's wishes had come true. Little Geetu was a true blue tomboy. No Barbie dolls and tea sets for her, unless they were to be taken to pieces. Give her a He-Man or G.I. Joe any day and throw in a gun for a good measure, and Geetu would beam like a happy pirate. Venu's wishes were one thing, but it was left to the poor Rajalakshmi to deal with the tomboyish little girl who had now started copying her favorite WWF stars. If Rajalakshmi had any ideas about playing house with her little sister, it all flew out of the window when Geetu showed her liking for G.I. Joes, guns, and then horrors of horrors, trading of WWF cards. And then came the fateful day when she started practicing her Hulk Hogan moves on Rajalakshmi. After many a round of wrestling, Rajalakshmi figured a way to sweet payback. Nalla naadan thallu. It's time for studies. Venu and Padmini are so happy seeing naughty little Geetu sit down to her books. But Geetu's mind is wandering into volleyball and tennis courts, playing her moves again and again in her head. Seeing the open physics and mathematics books in front of Geetu, Venu happily envisions a budding engineer in the family. Meanwhile, Amma turns on Rajalakshmi and asks her to start studying. And finally the day dawns when little Geetu is going off to Australia to become a financial consultant. Yes, a financial consultant. There are big dreams in Geetu's eyes too. Australia, here I come, she thinks as she plans her days of fun in the land of kangaroos. Well, Padmini was busy calling the Hindu gods to give her the strength and courage. It didn't take long for Geetu to blend into the Aussie lifestyle. There goes the book, while Geetu joins her friends in having a gala time. Making full use of this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, the fun-loving Geetu has a blast in Australia. Both Rajalakshmi and Geetu are food lovers. Anything that doesn't bite back will be consumed in a flash. While at home or when having a family dinner, both of them would keep an eye over their shoulder to ensure that their dearest Achan does not get close to their food. The old man's reflexes outclasses the girls even today. While at restaurants or even at food courts, their focus will not be on their food, but what is the person sitting beside them eating. The family has now grown manifold, with Raji's marriage to Ranjit and baby Shivani too entering the picture. Now all of them are busy groom hunting for Geetu. Kiran's photo meets with approving glances all around. Well, Renju can see competition written all over the wall. The time has finally arrived. Venu calls up Geetu and tells her about Kiran's proposal. Million questions pops into Geetu's head. Does he have a six-pack? Does he drink? Is he a party animal? How tall is he? What does he do? Well, we have to wait and see. Back at Kiran's place, his parents are portraying Geetu as a traditional Keralite bride, while Kiran secretly hopes that his bride will be a smart charmer like the flight instructor in Top Gun. Geetu is all set to meet Kiran at Bangalore Coffee Day. As she approaches, she does a double take. There's a goofy looking guy standing outside the cafe with very close resemblance to Kiran. Geetu nearly losing her cool. What have you done to me, Acha? She then thanks the lucky stars when she finds out that he was not Kiran, as she sees Kiran sitting inside Coffee Day. Kiran, all cool and calm, awaits her inside, and the normally brave Geetu is suddenly nervous like she has never been before in her life. Panic button. Well, it looks like love has struck the young couple. It's definitely a case of love at first sight. This is the past 27 years of Geetu's life. The story and love never ends. Dear Kiran, we had our fair share of Geetu. Now, it's your turn. Wish you all the best, Kiran. You certainly need it.
കുരു കഴിച്ചെടുക്കുമ്പം കുലുമാൽ, പരസ്പരം കുഴിക്കുന്ന കുഴികൾ പതിക്കുമ്പം കുലുമാൽ.